You set goals, you make plans, you promise yourself, this time will be different. Then you quit. Again, here's the brutal truth. You don't lack motivation, you lack discipline. Motivation is a feeling. Discipline is a choice. The Stoics understood something about willpower that modern psychology is just discovering. And once you get this, excuses become impossible. Today I'm showing you how to build the kind of self-discipline that doesn't depend on how you feel, the kind that makes you unstoppable. Marcus Aurelius woke up every day at dawn to write in his journal, not because he felt like it, because discipline demanded it. Epictetus practiced voluntary discomfort daily, not because it was fun, because strength required it. They understood that discipline isn't about willpower. It's about systems. In the next 10 minutes, you'll discover why your current approach to discipline is backwards. The Stoic framework for building unbreakable habits. How to make discipline automatic instead of effortful. Because here's what I've learned. Disciplined people aren't more motivated. They're just better at not needing motivation. Let's build that. Discipline is choosing what you want most over what you want now, mihook. Every moment is a choice between your future self and your present comfort. Listen carefully. Discipline isn't about forcing yourself to do things you hate. It's about choosing long-term satisfaction over short-term pleasure. The Stoics called this delayed gratification, but it's really just clear thinking. Seneca wrote, "Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end." Translation, to become who you want to be, you must end who you currently are. And that requires choosing differently in small moments. You want to be fit? Choose the gym over the couch. You want to be wealthy? Choose investing over spending. You want to be wise? Choose reading over scrolling. Every choice is a vote for the person you're becoming. Most people think discipline is about big, dramatic changes. It's not. It's about small, consistent choices. The moment you choose your phone over your book, you've voted for distraction over growth. The moment you choose the snooze button over your alarm, you've voted for comfort over progress. Your future self is built from these tiny votes. Marcus Aurelius understood this. He wrote, "At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, I have to go to work as a human being." He wasn't motivating himself. He was reminding himself of his choice. Here's your first discipline principle. Every action is a vote. Before you act, ask, is this a vote for the person I want to become or the person I'm trying to leave behind? Then vote accordingly. This single question will transform your decision-making. Point 2. Start ridiculously small. The path to extraordinary discipline begins with embarrassingly small steps. Here's where most people fail. They try to build discipline through massive changes. That's backwards. Discipline is built through tiny, consistent actions that prove to yourself you can be trusted. The Stoics understood this. They didn't start with grand gestures. They started with small practices. Epictetus didn't begin by enduring torture. He began by controlling his thoughts about small inconveniences. Marcus Aurelius didn't start by ruling an empire. He started by ruling his morning routine. Big discipline is built from small discipline. I learned this the hard way. I used to set massive goals. I'll work out for 2 hours every day. I'll read for 3 hours every night. I'd last about a week. Then I discovered the power of starting small. Instead of 2 hours at the gym, I committed to 10 push-ups every morning. Instead of 3 hours of reading, I committed to 1 page before bed. Guess what happened? I kept those commitments. And once I proved to myself I could keep small commitments, Bigger ones became possible. This is how you build self-trust. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you strengthen your discipline muscle. Every time you break one, you weaken it. Start with promises so small you can't fail. Here's your second discipline principle. Make it so easy you can't say no. Want to build a reading habit? Start with 1 page. Want to exercise? Start with 1 push-up. Want to meditate? Start with 1 breath. The goal isn't the action. The goal is proving to yourself that you do what you say you'll do. Once you have that proof, everything becomes possible. Point 3. Use the discipline of discomfort. Comfort is the enemy of discipline. Discomfort is its training ground. The Stoics had a radical practice. They deliberately made themselves uncomfortable. Not because they were masochists, because they understood that discipline is built through resistance. Seneca would sleep on the floor, eat simple food, wear rough clothes, all while being one of the richest men in Rome. Why? To prove to himself that he could handle discomfort when it wasn't voluntary. This is the discipline of discomfort. Every time you choose the hard path, when you could choose the easy one, you build discipline. Take cold showers when you could take hot ones. Walk when you could drive. Stand when you could sit. These aren't punishments, they're training. You're teaching your brain that discomfort won't kill you. Most people avoid discomfort at all costs. Then when life forces discomfort on them, they crumble. Stoics seek out small discomforts, so big ones don't break them. I practice this daily. Cold showers in the morning, walking instead of driving when possible, sitting on the floor instead of the couch. Each small discomfort is a deposit in my discipline bank account. When real challenges come, I have reserves to draw from. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Voluntary discomfort teaches you this truth viscerally. Here's your third discipline principle. Seek small discomforts daily. Choose the harder path when the stakes are low, so you can handle it when the stakes are high. This is how you build unshakable discipline. Point 4. Create systems, not goals. Goals are what you want to achieve. Systems are what you do every day. Here's the problem with goals. They depend on motivation, and motivation is unreliable. Systems don't care how you feel. The Stoics didn't set goals to be virtuous. They created daily practices that made virtue inevitable. Marcus Aurelius had a system: write every morning, reflect every evening. Epictetus had a system: question every impression, practice every principle. Seneca had a system: read daily, write letters, examine conscience. Their systems created their character. Goals are destinations. Systems are vehicles. You can want to lose weight all you want, but if you don't have a system for eating well and exercising regularly, you won't get there. The system is what matters. I used to set goals like get in shape or read more books. They were too vague, too dependent on feeling motivated. Now I have systems: exercise, 20 minutes every morning, no exceptions. Reading, 10 pages before checking my phone. Writing 500 words before breakfast. These aren't goals, they're non-negotiable daily practices, and they work because they don't require decision-making. Decision fatigue kills discipline. Systems eliminate decisions. When you have a system, you don't ask, should I work out today? You just work out. It's Tuesday. Tuesday means exercise. The system decides, not your feelings. Here's your fourth discipline principle. Build systems that make good choices automatic. Don't rely on willpower. Rely on structure. Create routines so strong that following them requires less energy than breaking them. Point 5. Track your discipline, not your results. What gets measured gets managed. What gets managed gets mastered. Here's the final piece. You need to measure your discipline, not just your outcomes. Results can be delayed. Discipline is immediate. The Stoics kept track of their daily practices. Marcus Aurelius wrote every day, partly to maintain his streak. Consistency compounds, but only if you track it. I keep a simple discipline scorecard. Did I exercise today? Did I read today? Did I write today? Did I practice discomfort today? 4 simple check marks, but they keep me accountable. When you track discipline, you see patterns, you see progress, you see proof that you're becoming who you want to be. Don't just track outcomes, track the behaviors that create outcomes. Here's your 5th discipline principle. Measure inputs, not just outputs. Track the daily actions that build discipline. Celebrate consistency, not just results. This is how you build momentum that becomes unstoppable. Here's what we've covered. Discipline is choosing what you want most over what you want now. Start ridiculously small to build self-trust. Use voluntary discomfort as training. Create systems that make good choices automatic. And track your discipline, not just your results. But here's the deeper truth. Discipline isn't about perfection. It's about consistency. The Stoics weren't perfect. They were persistent. Marcus Aurelius struggled with anger. Seneca struggled with attachment. Epictetus struggled with acceptance. But they showed up every day to work on themselves. That's all discipline is. Showing up when you don't feel like it. Start today. Start small. Start with one choice that votes for your future self. Because the person you become is determined by the choices you make when no one is watching. What's one small discipline you're going to start today? Share it in the comments. Let's build accountability together. If this changed how you think about discipline, subscribe for more Stoic strategies that actually work. Because discipline isn't about being perfect. It's about being persistent. And persistence changes everything.